Hello everybody, Perko here again with this week's pontification, and the subject today is drugs. Not the external type, which we either self-administer or get administered to us by doctors, but the internal ones, that whatever power it was that created us as a species thought it was a good idea to have hardwired into our brains as a way of helping us to survive and thrive. So the 5, I'm going to be looking at my notes here a bit. I have to apologise, but I can't remember all this stuff. Anyway, so the 5, in no particular order: endorphins, dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, and cortisol. So why are these 5 in particular important? Well, it's important because it helps you to understand your behaviour and what causes that behaviour and how it's going to affect you, and also for others around you that you may feel they're really not handling life very well, but you look at their life and you look at how it is affecting them. So, no particular order, starting with endorphins. Now, what are endorphins for? They are your painkiller. Now, if you are into sports, you know all about endorphins, because what endorphins do, they allow you to run through the pain threshold, which simply means that even when your body is screaming out stop, your body keeps going. And that's because your brain has basically pumped endorphins into it, because in the early days they basically perceived that you would be running away from some kind of danger, but in fact all you're doing is running around in circles or running up and down a field. But that's what that's for. Next, serotonin. So serotonin is about pride and recognition. And so this is the one that you get if you go to a graduation, where you've been to university, got your document, and so not only do you feel that serotonin flashing around your body, make you feel really good and proud, everybody who's there, who was part of your team that helped you get there, they get a dose of that serotonin as well. So that's a really friendly one. Then there's dopamine. Now, dopamine helps you with focus. So if you've got a project that you're on and you can see that and you can stay focused on it for hour after hour after hour, when most people that don't have that level of stickability will just think, there's always tomorrow, in the language where I live, which means tomorrow or mañana, same thing. Okay, next we come to oxytocyn. Getting them confused. Oxytocyn is a very nasty drug, and if you're interested in that one, look it up. It's also a painkiller, and it was the Sackler family that created that, so look that one up. But anyway, oxytocin, this is the good drug to have. The reason you get this is when you start to become part of everybody who's around you. In other words, if you're feeling generous and you give to others when some logic says you shouldn't, then that's when you get the drug oxytocin. And how does that make you feel? Well, it makes you feel really good. It helps your immune system, helps in many, many ways. So it boosts your immune system, you live longer, live happier, all those sorts of things. Then we come to cortisol. What's cortisol? Well, cortisol is the one that a lot of people have, unfortunately, but you wish you didn't. And if you live in a city, concrete jungle, in a stressful situation, then you're going to have your body flushed with this stuff all the time. And it's the fight-flight mechanism that the brain is protecting you from. So it's basically meant for short term. And so for short term, you can outrun, outfight, and deal with danger. Problem is, if your brain is perceiving that you're in danger all the time, which a lot of people who are in a stressful situation, then you're constantly getting this shot of cortisol. So what does that do? Well, cortisol shuts down many, many different systems in your body. Shuts down your immune system, shuts down growth in your body. It makes you less empathetic. and it's something that you really should avoid wherever possible. And I will say it makes you less generous. And the final point I would add to this is that if you want to be at the top of Maslow's pyramid, you definitely don't want cortisol in your body. So that's the video for today. Hope you enjoyed it. There'll be another one next week. Ta-da for now.